Hey guys, it's Stephanie Brinkerhoff with Hair and Makeup by Steph, and I'm here with Kenra Professional to walk you guys through a textured fishtail braid. I'm going to show you guys how I like to get texture in braids like this so that they have more dimension and they photograph a little bit better. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is get some beachy curls in her hair. So I'm going to go in with the Kenra Silkening Heat Cream. I'm using quite a bit since she has quite a bit of hair. And this is going to act as a heat protectant, but also smooth some of the frizz. Her hair's pretty coarse, and I want this to be a little bit more of a polished look. And so this product is going to be really good for that. So I'm just working that through the ends. Okay, and then I can go ahead and start curling down here at the bottom. So as I curl this, I'm going to get everything over directed to the side that the braid is going to be on. And I want to create really long, almost flat curls. Because she does have so much hair, if I do anything that's too bouncy, it's going to be too big. So I'm going to lightly mist the Kenra Volume Spray 25. Just kind of combing that through. And then I'm going to create long flat iron curls. So I'm going to start all the way at the roots, and as I curl this, I'm almost going to pull down on the hair to really elongate those curls. Okay, so I'm just placing that in at the roots and then pulling down as I go. Okay, so this is the type of curl that you want to create. You can see that the ends are more straight and the curl itself is just very narrow and long. Okay, and I'm going to alternate directions that I'm curling. Some of these I'm going to curl away from the face, some I'll curl towards the face, just to break it up a little bit so that they're not all going the same direction. Okay, and then what I'm going to do with each row, once I get it curled, I'm going to go in with the Platinum Working Wax and I'm going to smooth out the roots and sort of create a little bit more separation in there, pieciness with each one of these curls. So I'm just working that through the ends. And I'm working one individual curl at a time, so I'm not combing them all together or anything like that. This is really going to make our braid nice and piecey and textured. Okay, so each row, I'm just going to get hairsprayed and then curled and then apply my pomade, and then I can move on to the next row. All right, and then once I get towards the crown area, I'm going to add a little bit of back combing at the roots, just to give her some more volume throughout the top. Okay, now that I have all of this curled, you can see how it's very piecey, textured. It's got some shine in there. So I'm going to work everything over to this side, and I'm going to get everything in a low elastic over here. So I'm just softly separating some of these a little bit, just kind of relaxing this a tiny bit more. So I'm going to leave out the hair from the ear forward on this heavy side. And everything else is going to get put in an elastic. Okay, just right like that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna detail the crown a little bit before I start working on my braid. Okay, so now I'm going to get this hair wrapped around this elastic. So I want to leave out only the hair that I want left out around her face. So just a couple pieces. Okay, so I'm going to just take this and get it wrapped around this elastic. Okay, and then I'll get this bobby pinned underneath. Okay, and then I'll take this tail end and I'm just going to tuck it back through the elastic. Okay, so just pulling that through there, just like that. Okay, so now I can go ahead and get started on my braid. I'm going to go through with a little bit of the Kenra Perfect Medium Spray 13, and I'm just softly combing this through the ends. This is just gonna help with any little bit of frizz that's left over. So a huge part of creating the texture and the definition in this braid is just the amount of product that we're using. Especially because her hair is darker, it's really going to help with that dimension. Okay, so I'm just going to do a regular fishtail. I'm being careful not to hold these pieces too tight because I don't want to smash my texture. So I've got two pieces, and then I'm just taking a small piece from the outside and crossing it over to the other side. Okay, now a small piece from this other side, crossing it over to the other side. So as I go, every so often, I'm going to leave out some small pieces. So I don't want to leave anything out that's super long, but if I can find like a little short piece, I'm just going to leave that out as I go. Okay, so I'll cross this piece over. And I'm pulling this pretty tight as I go. Okay, so you can kind of see what we're creating. We've got these little pieces that we're leaving out, and then my braid in the middle. Okay, it's starting to feel a tiny bit frizzy through these ends, so I'm just adding a little bit more of the Perfect Medium Spray 13 before I move on. And then I can just keep working my way down. So if the hair starts to feel slippery or like you're getting a lot of frizz, just add some more product and that will really help with that. Okay, and then once I reach the bottom, I'm not gonna go all the way down to the very ends. I'm gonna leave a little bit out. So maybe like 3 inches or so. And then I'll just get that in an elastic. And then I'm gonna take a small piece, a small portion of this hair left out, and I'm just going to loop it back through my elastic right there, just to hide that and to kind of deconstruct the end a little bit. Okay, and then at this point, I'm gonna start deconstructing my braid. So I'm just using both hands to make this bigger. And I'm gonna deconstruct it quite a bit. So you can focus on making the whole braid bigger and chunkier. And then once it's about as big as you want it, then you can go in and pick up smaller pieces, like little detail pieces, and that's gonna make it look a little bit more textured around the edges. Add a little bit more airiness in there. Okay, and then I'll just go through and double check everything. If you want to add a little bit more curl to some of these pieces, you can. Okay, and then with these pieces on the exterior, you can kind of loop some of these through the braid a little bit, just to kind of break them up, deconstruct a little bit more.